This popcorn-style review contains scenes from another video. Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. Game on, get your game on. I watched this in my ongoing attempt to have never dropped an anime. I was actually watched Black Rock Shooter, but I couldn't make it to the second episode. So I legitimately thought watching 180 episodes of this was easier. I watched the dub, actually, which is important because it's pretty different, I've noticed, up to like 155, but then I very quickly realized that I don't think they dubbed past that, so I had to switch to Japanese past that. What I really appreciated about this show is that basically it takes place after the original Yu-Gi-Oh! And Kaiba has created a high school, college. It's somehow both a college and a high school and a trade school for playing Duel Monsters. And it's about a bunch of students going there, and it's aware of how stupid it is, so it doesn't take itself too seriously, and it makes a lot of dumb jokes about how ridiculous the show is. My favorite character is Chaz the Chaz Princeton, who is just a delight. Every moment he is on screen is the best moment of the show. The only gripe I have with his character is that he appears less and less as the show goes on. I think that the plot lines and the handling of the show is actually a lot better than the original, weirdly enough. The biggest issue with it overall is that some of the arcs drag on for a very long time. I think arguably the most famous arc of the show is probably the Sacred Beast arc, which is the first arc, but that only lasts 20 episodes, and then it gets into the Light arc, which lasts 80 or something episodes. So, it just goes on for way too long, just beating the same dead horse. The duels are a lot snappier in this one, which is good, but it also means that there's almost too many duels and not enough story. I honestly, if you would cut, I would say 50 episodes from this show, it would probably be an 8 out of 10. There's genuinely a lot to appreciate. The main character goes almost the whole show without an arc, and then he gets one at the very end. A lot of the side characters are just boring and they don't matter and they don't do anything. There is some really noteworthy character development, mostly in the form of Chaz, and then Zane, who's a cool dude but then becomes an edgelord, but then at the end, he starts to become sort of a cool dude again. He starts to soften up. I really appreciated that. I really appreciated what they did with the villain Yubel, who felt betrayed by Jaden the whole time, and then at the end they reconcile, and he abandoned her is the big issue, and then at the end they merge into one. It's fucking great, and it's symbolized legitimately. There's symbolism in this show because Jaden's signature dueling techniques are by the utilization of fusion, and so it's the idea of combining powers, and he fuses with Yubel. It's great. I actually can't believe it's as well written in that regard as it was. And the best moment I think in the show for me is in the final duel, the real final duel, because the fucking Yugi versus Jaden isn't a final duel. Fuck off. Jaden versus the alien deity is a real final duel. But the fucking god of depression pretty much steals Yubel and summons her onto his side of the field, and fucking Jaden takes Neos, which is a symbolization of his almost his friendship and his power. It's the card he created by sending into space and bombarding it with alien rays of energy, and he uses super poly to fuse Neos and Yubel. It is oh my god, chef's kiss. Such a well done symbolic moment. I fucking loved it. It also has the craziest lore reveals. The entire world is just a fucking playing card that emerged from the infinite darkness, and it's just the world's a playing card and everything's in this playing card, and the fucking Egyptians realized it was a playing card, and that's why they created Duel Monsters and summoned real monsters from the it's Arceus emerging from the cosmic Pokemon egg, but Yu-Gi-Oh comes from the cosmic playing card. It's so stupid. I love it. I'm not sure if the playing card lore wise is the entire universe or the entire multiverse, because of course this anime reveals that there are multiple universes and worlds, and everything is basically a Yu-Gi-Oh card and a dual spirit, and you can summon dual spirits out into the real world sometimes. And like the ability that Yugi had, or I should say Atem has at the end of Yu-Gi-Oh, where he can just pick whatever card he wants to draw and just use that whenever, is now an ability that everyone has, which weirdly enough makes all of the duels more fair, because if everyone can always draw whatever card they need whenever they want, then it becomes weirdly enough more about like designing your deck and creating strategies and working with the cards you have than it becomes about like who can pull off the most magic bullshit. So it's weirdly more fair. Like giving everyone superpowers took away everyone's superpowers. It's weird. Like the duels are, I would say, a lot better in a way and less contrived and less cheaty and bullshit. I wouldn't say they're like great, but overall this is a pretty solid show, all things considered. It just like, it gets really boring in parts because some parts just drag on for way too long. Twitch and Discord in the description. I've been Sacrobolic, your envoy of hope. Bye-bye.